Hello and welcome to the Narc Alert, the channel where we look at YouTubers and others to see if they demonstrate any traits that fall within the spectrum of narcissistic personality disorder or NPD. These videos are for fun and entertainment purposes only, strictly my opinion, and remember, please don't send any snark to our possible narcs. So key points to remember: messy fun and not a diagnosis. Hello my lovely alerts and welcome back to the Narc Alert. Well, we've got a little bonus Monday upload. I couldn't resist. Amber's last video just was begging for a good old-fashioned Narc Alert. So, it's a long video. Without any further ado, let's just jump in.
Hey guys, welcome to a new video. I put up another Q&A thing for you guys, so this is going to be part 3. It's just easier while I'm resting up because my life currently consists of nothing.
Despite Amber's claims of this incident being torture for her, she seems to be enjoying doing nothing. Her face lights up each time she speaks of it. She is getting fueled up, her needs are coming first, and she's being catered to. Not a bad gig, if she was a narcissist.
My life now is so different than it was just 2 weeks ago. Today's day 12 of this nonsense. So on Tuesday it'll be 2 weeks.
People with traits of NPD like to be in control of the narrative. Amber hasn't spoken of any directives given to her beyond resting. After 2 weeks, she should have been to physiotherapist and be stretching that ankle if she ever hopes it to return to full functionality.
There is a few questions like I want to answer revolving the fall and all that stuff. People ask like, is anywhere else hurt? Your ankle, and now your leg is hurting. My toes hurt, obviously. The right ankle, like my shin area, it's painful / numb. Yeah, the bruise is officially turned yellow. Partially day 3, it burned. That is honestly the only places that I got hurt. So a lot of people are confused about how I got up myself. I understand that I'm super morbidly obese, but I can and get up off the floor myself. I honestly think it was just adrenaline. Did not like hurt until the next day.
People with traits of NPD are more likely to lie and less likely to feel guilty about deceiving others. Exaggerating medical problems is typical behavior for narcissistic growth. In general, narcissists have very low ethical standards.
Like, I was able to limp on it to the best of my ability. The minute I fell, I immediately texted my girlfriend. I was like, oh my god, I think I broke my ankle. I hate my life. Like, I was super scared. And she was like, where are you? You know? And then immediately after she said, where are you? I actually FaceTimed her. I just immediately told her I was, and I said, I'm about to stand up. And she was like, no, wait till I get there. But I'm just like, no. So I ended up hanging up. Like, the call was like not even 10 seconds. I ended up hanging up and I just got up myself.
Amber has had to go on the defensive as many have asked her about this incident, as it makes little sense. In this version, she spends 9 seconds on FaceTime with her girlfriend. It seems odd the girlfriend had no idea where Amber was as they were walking on the route they always take, according to Amber. It also seems odd that Amber, for the first time in decades, decides to do something to help herself without waiting for assistance.
And I also want to show you guys a photo of where I fell. I actually had her take a picture the other day of exactly where it was. Half on the sidewalk and the other half of my foot landed like in between the concrete of the sidewalk and the grass. Shin landed on the concrete while I did like this weird little like roll, and I ended up on the actual grass. It's not that I stepped off a curb, it was just the fact that I wasn't paying attention and my foot, you know, did this little
We know people who lie tend to put in far too many minute details when telling their stories, and people with traits of NPD exaggerate. Could this be what we're listening to?
I was actually wearing tennis shoes, and I'm personally not used to wearing tennis shoes. You guys know I'm a flat foot girl, and I was wearing tennis shoes because, hi, we're tennis shoes are exciting. So, I sent them a picture of that, like, the shoes are about half size. You're gonna use that, anyways, I feel like I've rambled way too much about this. So let's get into the community posts, like, actual questions. So someone asked, I'm interested in your lymphedema story. When were you first told you had it? How bad was it by the time you realized you had it? And did you have lipedema? I don't know how to pronounce that. that developed into lymphedema. Okay, so when I first realized that I had lymphedema, it was after like a whole era of me just being in my bed. I first noticed it in my stomach, which I thought was lymphedema, but it wasn't. I noticed that after my hysterectomy, the spot that I thought was lymphedema like is no longer there anymore. Since the hysterectomy, that has been gone. On my leg though, I noticed it a little around the same time. I obviously know what lymphedema is. I always lied to myself and said it's never gonna happen. I'm not that person, but it happened.
Only a narcissist could be bedbound at over 500 pounds, eating whatever they want, and still think that they're not a candidate for lymphedema.
I don't really have anything thrilling for you. It's just like, it's over time, it's slowly gotten bigger, it's gotten worse, and I think now finally I should stop being ashamed, and I think I have stopped being ashamed. I might still think it's gross, but I'm just not ashamed anymore, and I think that's what was preventing me from seeing an actual doctor for.
People with traits of NPD need to appear perfect. Amber is so embarrassed by her health issues, she waits until it is almost too late to get treatment.
Someone asked, why aren't I driving yet? If you can fit in a car with a seatbelt, then realistically, what excuse do you have? Oh, me not driving has nothing to do with my weight. I just, for one, have massive anxiety about driving because I feel like, realistically, if I did drive, I would be a good driver. I would be patient. I notice myself to be like a passenger driver who is like super impatient on the road. If I'm in the car with someone and they're like driving and they're like a road rage type of person, I get like massive anxiety, so I know that wouldn't be me.
Amber is telling us how, if she learned to drive, that she would be an excellent driver. She states that her severe anxiety would only make her less prone to road rage.
Moral of the story, I'm just freaking scared. I have an irrational fear for it. Why do you not interact with your own fans at your own book discussion? They're talking about, because I'm doing a read along, if you guys don't know, through my community posts. This person's wondering why I don't reply to your comments. I tried to make it to where I was part of the discussion. You know, every day I post, we do one chapter a day. I make sure to end the post with some questions so there's more engagement, and I figured that is my way of engaging. I'm not gonna lie.
Amber started a book club and her fans were anxious to engage with her. For Amber, engagement means numbers. Comments on posts help her YouTube. She never intended to engage with her fans.
The first day I did read comments and there were a lot of bad ones, which honestly shocked me because I was like, it's hard for me to sit there and see so many negative comments about something that I'm thoroughly enjoying doing. So it's easier for me to block that out by not reading the comments.
As usual, Amber is placing the blame for her lack of follow-through on her audience. She would have engaged, but the comments were too mean.
It's because it's just... I literally can't do nothing. I can't be anywhere. I can't be like a normal person on YouTube without being attacked. People ruined it for me by just like constantly leaving me hate, and it was just like a vicious cycle. So that was another thing that was ruined for me. I love vlogging, but my videos are boring. I love writing poetry, but I'm a terrible writer. I like hygiene, shower routines, but I'm only trying to prove that I shower. Donating is a passion, but I'm only doing it for tax write-offs. My girlfriend makes me happy. I get giddy when I'm around her, but I'm lying just for the camera. I love organizing, but I'm just getting clutter. I had a journal sponsor, people harassed them. That ended really quickly. I love fashion and torrid, but you guys want me to either stop showing my body for the camera or hashtag leg reveal. I'm now enjoying a read along, but oh wait, I'm not actually reading the book and I'm too lazy.
To make her point even stronger, Amber has listed all of her issues with titles.
Like, I honestly, the list can go on. Like, it can go on, it can go on. No matter what I do, it is poison for me somehow. Like, I used to love wearing fake nails and I stopped because people were like, oh, it changed her personality. That's all it is. That's all it is. And I have realized I'm so much better than majority of you. Point blank period. Like, what? things get tainted. Like I like literally hold my feelings on my sleeve. My heart is on my sleeve. I'm sensitive. I feel every emotion.
Amber honestly believes that she feels more and deeper emotions than the rest of us. She is special and unique.
I feel sadness, like it's just gripping at my heart. I feel every emotion strongly. When I'm just like beat up by hundreds, thousands of people about every single thing I share, I don't know. I'm finding it hard to keep up with being myself. It just feels like people want to put me in this box of someone that they want me to be instead of the person that I actually am.
There seems to be a disconnect between who Amber sees herself as and who she portrays online. Some people do go too far, but most people are responding to what she is putting out in public.
And it's like, if you don't like me, move on. Click to the next video. There's tons of people to watch on YouTube. Oh, I don't film as much as I used to, so it's like now that I'm filming, I'm like, okay, we're rambling. I love that for me. Why did she let a nearly 500-pound person walk in the dark? I normally 9 times out of 10 am walking in the dark when I do my exercising because it's just more calming. You know, it's not as popping out there because I do live somewhere where there's like a lot of people, and I kind of just like, I don't know, I'm very much like a nighttime person. I'm a night owl.
We have seen Amber sitting outside on her walks at night. She looks terrified, eyes darting all over, jumping at noises. It is likely that she walks at night so less eyes are on her, and that's fair. But she is not comfortable walking alone at night and never leaves the courtyard.
I feel like maybe I'm just not good at like showing my true self. Like this is something I like talk to my girlfriend about. Like I ask her, I'm like, am I just not doing a good job of showing like who I am as a person? And she's like, honestly, not really. Like, but she understands. She's also like, but I get it, because the people who do follow you, there's a large amount of people who just like tear you apart as a person. So it's easier to like almost put on a persona. So it's like you hate that persona instead of actually like hating me as a person.
Perfect narcissistic logic. If I am hated online, it is solely because I am not being myself. Everyone adores me when they know the real me.
Why was your response to someone saying you should protect your mental health by not watching reaction channels just, I make them mad too? Shouldn't you be asking them instead of like actually addressing why you subject yourself to shit that obviously damages you? Why do you deflect everything? So I actually watched 2 to 3, sometimes 3. There is a third one that I sometimes watch, reaction channels, and that's it. And I've mentioned them repeatedly. None of these reaction channels that I watch actually damages me at all.
Telling a narcissist advice they do not want to hear, and they will tell you how wrong you are, even after a tirade with titles about how much people online affect her. She will now say, no, they don't damage me at all.
I just think it's funny to watch because it's like, okay, I need to know what drama. What drama am I going through now? If they ever do or say something that honestly mentally makes me feel not good, then I'll stop watching them for a hot minute. There is a certain reaction channel out there who complains about literally everything that I say. It's always negative, and if it is something positive, they're just like, oh, kudos to you. Okay, so tell me more. Why kudos to me? But it's just always something negative and assumption based, and I get called boring by them, and like, what's the point of this video? Like, just so many different things. So it's like, obviously I'm making them feel a unhealthy, damaging way as well, because clearly they're not happy watching my content.
Amber, so very few people watch your content to feel happy. As much as it is for you, YouTube is a job for many comment channels. Once the edit is done, most don't feel any sort of way about you.
So I still stand by that. Someone said, do you prefer shopping for journals or shopping for doctors? I will forever be glad that I was an advocate for myself. I went to a couple doctors who kept on telling me that the bleeding I was experiencing and the pain and the white cell count was just a UTI. You need to be an advocate for yourself. And I'm never gonna feel bad because something was wrong with me and I was right. I had cancer.
This story is crazy. We watched Amber doctor shop and it had nothing to do with her bleeding issue. That she ignored for years. It also seems unlikely doctors would send home a woman who has been bleeding for years without any treatment or follow-ups. Even if it had been a UTI, they would have given her meds.
I would see different doctors. I didn't always tell you why, because I was embarrassed. Why am I going to sit there and tell YouTube, hi, I can't stop bleeding? Cool. I was right though. Something was wrong with me. I was dying. And I will tell anybody, if you feel like something's wrong with you and your doctor is just misdiagnosing you, or you feel like it, you feel in your heart, you feel in your gut, you feel in your soul, you know who you are as a person, see another doctor.
Amber has a history of disliking and distrusting medical professionals. She generally knows better than they do and questions them, and she encourages others to do the same.
I remember when I first started TikTok, I was obsessed with learning the dances. Like, I love dancing. I've loved dancing since I was a little girl. I've been in talent shows. I've been in actual dance groups. It was something that I thoroughly loved. So I started like making these TikToks and I just was obsessed. And that was another hobby that I found for myself. Plus it was exercising. I had to like redo the dance like a million different times. Like, it was a lot of exercise for someone my size, and people ruined that for me. Completely ruined that for me. Of course they did. So a lot of things are ruined for me, and I feel like I also feel so bad for my supporters because it's also ruined for them. I get messages all the time of, you know, people saying, I watch you so I don't end up like you. Please, please, please use me as that inspiration. Actually, I don't take offense to that or nothing.
Like most with NPD, Amber always wants to be an inspiration to us all, even in a negative way. It matters not, as long as she is inspiring.
Because being this size isn't glorious. It's not glamorous. Yeah, it can be beautiful. I can do a nice winged eyeliner. I got beautiful hair. I got some cute clothes. Like, of course it can be beautiful, but it's not fun. It's not healthy. It's not the way of life that anybody should live. So I never take offense to that because I want to show people the struggles. I want to show people that don't get in this position.
Oh, Amber, you just give and give till it hurts. Your audience truly doesn't appreciate all you do for us. Well, there you have it, folks, another Narc Alert on Amber's latest video. If you've enjoyed this, don't forget to check out this video right here. It's another Narc Alert on more of Amber's crazy behavior. Thank you so much for watching the video. Please don't forget to click like if you liked. If you're not subscribed, click that little button and subscribe. Come on, it's free and real. We'll give you an extra purr. Until we meet again, please be kind and hasta luego.